Hello everyone, I'm Shweta Nandakumar Burade, Department of Botany, KTHM College, Nashik. Today we are going to learn about nursery management techniques, which is part of your certificate course of botany, bamboo propagation and management. So learning objective of today's lecture is to learn about nursery management, quality control, transplanting, etc. So session's agenda is to cover all nursery management technique and precise care should be taken for bamboo cultivation. So nursery management, it requires very strong attention to very detailed and precise manner and high level of quality control. Why? Because we are growing seedlings over there. We are growing small plantlets over there. So these seedlings and these plantlets are very delicate and they require as much care as an infant or a baby does. So nursery management is a very important part. So first is we are going to discuss about potting containers. So our seedlings or our clumps of bamboo, we are going to pot it into the container. So how should be the pot for our bamboo cultivation? It may be the container, plastic container, or soil container, or it may be polybags of various sizes. We'll require various sizes of polybags of each and for each and every stage of growth. For example, if we are growing seedlings, then we can use coco pit. If we have seedlings which are 5 centimeter taller, we can use the medium size container. For larger, older ones, we require the bigger pot for it. So, for example, for seedlings, polythene tubes, we are going to use polythene tubes with the thickness of 20, with the 20 centimeter diameter and 40 centimeter in a height. And it should be 0.04 millimeter thickness. It is sufficient. And it is a, what we can say a standard size. But you can have variation according to your requirement. And for larger plants, for older plants, we should have larger polybags with 40 centimeter diameter and 50 centimeter height. Okay. When we are going to transplant the seedlings, okay, after having the seedlings for particular size, older seedlings, we are going to transplant it, right, to the bigger or larger polybags. So now how to prepare the soil mixture for potting. So for that particular thing, we are going to use the mixture of 50% forest soil, black soil, 25% sandy or what we can say particle having soil or coarse soil, and 25% of organic manure, green manure, cow dung, etc. So soil should be sieved so that to remove all the clumps and the stones, smaller stones, bigger stones we have into the natural soil. So we have to sieve the soil first. Then if your soil mixture contains any weeds, so we should check the soil. How? We are going to keep that soil mixture into the pot 3 to 4 weeks before the plantation of bamboo seedlings, so that if anything grows like weeds, etc., we can uproot it. Okay, so we can remove all the weedlings or all the weeds the soil is having before plantation of bamboo seedling into the container. We have to remove weeds first. So if we so there are two types. If we are going to propagate the seed, we have the different method at the nursery, and if we are going to use wildlings, we have different method. So first we are going to use the seed propagation. First you are going to see the seed propagation. So bamboo seeds are very delicate seeds. Should not store that seed for very prolonged period. If you keep that seeds for very prolonged period, more than 1 to 2 months, it they like they don't I mean they are very difficult to germinate after a particular time of period. So we should sow them as early as possible. They are brownish in color and very smaller. You must have seen this for practical. So seeds should be sown either by dipping or with the stick or the finger. Okay. So these planted seeds or these seeds container which are having the planted seeds should be maintained in the shaded area. They don't like direct sunlight. Okay, seed won't germinate. We should have a little dark or shaded area to protect from direct sunlight and scorching because of it. We don't want to burn our seeds. Okay, we are just going to dip the seeds. We are going to cover it with the soil and we are going to keep it into the shaded area. Obviously, the seeds should be watered daily using a fine rose can. Okay, we are going to use uh, the can which we use to water the rose, the light sprinklers. So this seed should be watered daily, day to day basis. Why? Because to prevent the soil from getting dehydrated. Because germination requires water. as we already know, right? And time of watering is the morning or mid afternoon. Okay, not too late afternoon, not very early morning, but morning or in between mid afternoon, like 10 a.m. to 12 a.m., etc., but not 2 3 p.m. or not in very early morning. So timing for watering should be 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Ideal time of watering for the seeds of bamboo. We are cultivating seeds now. So very young bamboo seedlings to be kept into shade, which blocks up to 75% of direct sunlight. See why? Because it requires a moisture and darkness and little bit of warmth for the germination. So what we are going to do is we are going to cover the 75% direct sunlight coming directly to our young seedling because they will scorch. So mulching is very important. Seedling should be mulched during initial month. So what is mulching? We are going to cover the ground area where we have the our seedlings. We are going to cover it with a plastic like thing, or we can say polyethylene cover. So what happened because of this? It will cover our soil area where we have planted our seedling from the direct sunlight, from the direct heat, and the dehydration of the soil. Also, it will prevent any weed from uh, raising from our seedling pot. So our seedlings won't have any competition from nutrient and water. So 5 centimeter seedling should be gently pricked, should be gently uprooted out of the seed bed. Now we have our seeds in seed bed. We have the seedlings. After they grow till the height of 5 centimeter, we are going to transplant it. Okay, from the seed bed to the polyethylene tubes. Now we are going to transplant it into polyethylene tubes. You must have polyethylene tube, black color tubes at the nursery. Okay, these are kind of the same polyethylene tubes. So 5 centimeter seedlings are transplanted to the polyethylene tubes, and after they become 8 to 12 months old and a very good size of plantlet, we can obtain it. After 8 to 12 months, they are ready to transplant again. So this was about the propagation using seeds. Now we are going to see how to cultivate the wildlings. Wildlings, as in, we are going to cultivate the bamboo plant from its natural habitat from the forest. Okay, from the forest we are going to collect the natural wildlings and we are going to cultivate into the, or we are going to multiply it at the nursery. So when we don't get seeds or when seedlings are not available, wildlings can be used as propagules. So if I see if sometimes what happen, my requirement is immediate. I want to cultivate bamboo wildlings now, or I want to cultivate bamboo now, but this is not the seeding time, or this is not the time when the bamboo produces the seeds. Okay, so what happened after flowering of bamboo produces the new shoots, so we can take that new shoots and to cultivate and to have the new bamboo propagules. So when seeds are not available, we can obviously use the wildlings from the forest to create the new propagules, or we can use them as a propagules to cultivate the bamboo. So how we are going to collect it? Obviously by scooping the soil. We are going to delicately scoop the soil to have our wildlings. And then we are going to transplant this scoop uh, bamboo plantlet or wildling to the shaded soil bed. First, we are going to keep it into the shaded soil bed. We don't want direct sunlight to come on our plants. Okay, so we are going to keep it into the shaded soil bed. Again, 5 centimeters wildling can be individually pricked out and transplanted into polybags. When they grow up to 5 centimeter, we are going to transplant into the polybags. Now we are going to do potting of the wildling. See, we have already discussed about how to cultivate the seeds at nursery. Now we are going to discuss the same. We are discussing the same for the wildlings. Okay, these are not seeds. We are going to forest. We are going to collect the natural plants over there. We are going to have the propagules from the natural habitat, and we are coming to nursery and we are going to cultivate and we are going to multiply it. So how the potting should be done? So fill the polybags with 1/3 of the soil mixture. 1/3 we have 1/3 soil mixture. Then we are going to place our root or rhizome of the plant. We have the clump of rhizome of or root of the bamboo plant, and we are going to cover it. So if required, we can also add some organic manure and obviously water. Compact the soil in polybag very moderately. We should not have complete compact soil. Very thick compact soil is not advised. Why? Because bamboo need a porous soil. Okay, it requires to breathe. Roots required to breathe. So we are going to keep the soil little loose, not completely compact, but then not completely loose. It should also retain the water. So we want moderate amount of water into the soil. So it should not be completely compact, and it should not be completely loose. So we are going to obviously water the newly potted plants, what we have brought from the forest, and we are going to keep it again into the shaded area. We don't require the direct sunlight until they grow at particular size. So how we are going to apply the fertilizer to this wildling? So there are different stages at which you can apply the fertilizer in the seed bed stage, or when you are going to keep our seedlings into the seedbed. So what we are going to do is we are going to dissolve the NPK, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium fertilizer in equal amount, 14, 14, 14, or 15, 15, 15, which all in equal amount at the rate of 10 gram per liter of water. NPK, nitrogen, phosphate, potassium at the rate of 10 gram per liter of water, and we are going to provide it to our seedlings at the seedbed stage. Then we can also provide fertilizer at the time of transplanting. When we dug a hole while transplanting, but what we are going to do is we are going to just put a pinch of complete fertilizer. Okay, complete fertilizer 0.25 gram approximately, or we can take it by assuming it is a 0.25 by taking a pinch, and then we are going to transplant our wildling. Also, when our plant becomes 1 year old, we can provide the bamboo plant with Osmocote name fertilizer. It is very rich and it is very useful for bamboo cultivation. But it is for the 1 year old plant and not for the seedling, not for the seeds, and not for the transplanting. Only for 1 year old plant. So now how we are going to proliferate the plant? Okay, from the forest we have one clump, or we have one rhizome, or we have one plantlet, right? So but in the nursery our requirement is to have many, right? We want to have the many plantlets out of this one clump. So how we are going to proliferate it? Macro proliferation at the nursery, not at the plant tissue culture lab. We are learning about the nursery management and nursery technique for the bamboo cultivation. So now what we are going to do is we are going to proliferate it, proliferate it at the nursery. So these offsets or this wildling should be placed in containers, and it should be maintained. Watering, proper fertilizer. They should be in the shaded area. They should have at very airy place. So they should be maintained properly first, so as to divide. Why? Because if we maintain proper atmosphere to them, proper environment to them, proper soil, proper water, nutrients, etc., we are going to have the healthy plantlets out of it. We are going to have proliferation, which is healthy. We want healthy plants. We don't want malnutrited or weak plants to propagate. Okay, so whatever we have brought from the forest, we have to take care of it. We have to provide proper requirement, all the requirements. We have to provide the fertilizer, soil, etc., everything very proper, so that it should be that healthy that it could have been proliferated again and again. So after developing at least two new clumps, when we have two new clumps, we can divide and separate that clump into two different plants. Okay. When we have two new clumps, then only we can divide it into have the two new plants. And when this process should be done? Prior to development of new shoots in the spring. In the spring, bamboo plant develop the new shoots. Okay. So before that, we are going to do this process. So why so? Because when we separate that clump, new shoots should arise from them. Okay, but if we separate in another season when no new shoot come arises, then it is of no use. If we want to cultivate a new plant, it should always arise with new shoot. And obviously before spring, if we separate that particular clump, then we can have new shoots to it. Then prepare new containers for these two new plants. And how you're going to do is you're going to uproot it first, the plant, and you're going to examine the rhizome structure. If it is possible to divide it into the two different plants, then if you see yes, it is possible, it is manageable. You're going to separate the clump into two more plants and into two different containers. So now you are going to replant these divided plants. Okay, again and again we are going to replant. We are going to separate. We are going to replant, and we are going to mulch them regularly. That mulching again to cover the area where they have sown, so that to prevent from direct sunlight and to prevent from the having weeds. So one plant should normally yield at least two plants every year. Okay, if we have one cultivated plant, it should yield two plant. Okay, or if we have one propagule from straight out of forest, we can have two new plants every year. You should always maintain a stock of plants, right? You can't cultivate and we can distribute it all. If you distribute it all, you don't have the stocked plant to you. So what you're going to do is, if you are distributing the plant list, if you're distributing the propagules, cultivated propagules, you're going to keep a stock plant at the nursery so as for the future cultivation or future proliferation. So plants can be shortened by cutting above the first nodes with leaves and the branches. So, for easy transplantation, for easy movement, for easy transport, for easy transfer from cultivation site to sowing site or the site where we want to plant our plants, for that easy transportation and transplantation, what we are going to do is we are going to keep our plant short. Okay, it is very difficult to transplant a full grown plant 5 feet 10 feet from one place to another. What we are going to do is we are going to keep them short so that we can transport them, transplant them easily. Okay, so how we are going to shorten them? By cutting stems above the first nodes and with leaves and branches. So we have a node with leaves and branches, we are going to cut it above the first nodes. So after sowing at the site or at the location where we want to, it will grow or it will arise into the new plant. So irrigation and weeding again is very important. It is very critical factor for healthy plants. We should keep our plants moisture, and for the young bamboo plants, it is very important to keep them hydrated. Okay, if you dehydrate them, they will immediately die. So we have to keep our young bamboo plantlet or young seedlings irrigated, or water supply should be constant day by day. So for that particular thing, we can have the timing set and we can have the water quantity set so that they won't dehydrate. So weeds, most important thing is weeding. To remove the weed or to remove the weed seeds if they are there in soil, or to have the sterile soil. Why? Because these weeds are very voracious. They consume all the nutrients and water, sunlight, and they compete very vigorously with the bamboo. So we have to keep the weeds in control. At the nursery, we have to keep our area or soil weeds free. So now hardening. So it is very important stage in nursery management. So what happens is, when we nurture our plants in the nursery, we are going to provide them a very controlled environment, very nurtured, very safe environment, right? But they have to go to the location at certain point of time. But if we transfer them directly from the nurture environment to the field, they won't they won't survive, right? Directly from the nursery, controlled environment, proper, we are providing nutrients, water, etc. We are providing it, we are spoon feeding them. And if you keep that take that particular plant and plant it to directly the site, they are not going to survive. So what we have to do is we have to make them prepared for the field, right? So we have to make them harden, we have to make them make them strong. So what we are going to do is we are going to harden them into the natural environment, at the same location, at the same place at the nursery, but out of the greenhouse with the natural conditions. Hardening is achieved by progressively exposing the plants to more adverse weather conditions similar to those in the planting field. Whatever planting field, whatever condition planting field is having, we have to make our plants ready for that particular condition, harden for that particular condition. So what we are going to do is we are going to expose progressively, not directly. Not it is not that you're taking the plant, pulling out plant out of the greenhouse and keeping it to sunlight directly. No, you're going to progressively from the 75% shade to 50% shade to 25% shade, like that. We are going to progressively keep it out of the nursery or into the natural habitat. So it is after 1 month before planting out. If I want to keep cultivate the plantlet into the field after a month from today, I'll start keeping my seedlings or wildlings to hardening. So day by day, I will provide them the natural condition, not at a single day all the conditions. So progressively, step by step, I will harden them. And most important is no fertilizer should be provided or applied while the hardening period. For this month, for this whole month, they are going to do on their own. They're going to absorb all nutrients on their own. They are not, why? Because in forest, for in case of bamboo, we are talking, in the forest, nobody is going to going there to apply for organic manure fertilizer each and every day. They have to grow it on their own. So what we are going to do is we are not going to provide any fertilizer. We're not going to apply any manure, and we are going to keep them on their own. Most important part is quality control at the nursery. So general maintenance of the premises, fungus, keeping it fungus free, keeping it any infection free, or what we can say. It should be properly sanitized. It should be airy. Should have all the buildings maintained. Should be cleanly. Paths should be clean. We have to maintain all our pots and containers clean, etc. The quality of soil mix. So quality of soil mix is very important. We have to keep soil very clean. Keep our soil very clean, any kind of infection free, fungus free. Okay. Why? Because our cultivation or quality of our healthy plant depends on the soil mixture. So quality control during reporting. When we are reporting the plant or transplanting the plant, we should always examine the roots, how roots, if they are healthy, if shoots are healthy, if leaves are growing properly, they are not turning yellow at an early stage, they are not wilting, they should be green and healthy. You should examine each and every plant while transplanting. Means after we have seedlings first or we have wildlings first, when we are dividing the clump, when we are transplanting that seedlings from one container to other container, why? Because they have grown. So that time while uprooting, you should examine each and every part of plant, how are roots, shoots, if they're healthy, if they are proper, and if not, you should have do something in cure. Phytosanitary treatments, of course, it should be paste free, right? Beetles or insect which are voracious feeders of leaves of bamboo, so we have to keep them in the sanitized area. So we have to keep them free for all these beetles, at least when they are at the nursery. So we have to keep them sanitized. And rodent control, it is most important. The rodents or mice, they eat the rhizome or clump of the bamboo. So we have to control rodent. So now we have our plantlets, either by seeds or by wildlings cultivation. Okay. So what we have done is we have grown them into proper optimal environment. We have provided all ready-made soil, water properly, fertilizer, manure, etc. Everything we have provided in them shade. Now we have hardened them. Okay. Now they're ready to go out. But how we are going to plant the nursery plant at the field, at the location where we want to sow them? So the first thing is we have to check the quality of that particular area. So now we don't have the soil mixture and we are not going to provide soil in the forest, but we have to check the that particular area where we want to plant our bamboo plants, whether it's the garden, forest, anything. So we have to check the quality of soil first. Okay. It should be deep, porous, fertile, or if not, we have to provide fertilizer at initial stage, not every stage, but for few initial months. It should have the high moisture content, it should retain the moisture, and 5.5 pH for bamboo is preferable. Okay. So we have to have keep our pH of soil 5.5, not exactly 5.5, but roughly 5.5 is most preferable for bamboo plants. Good soil drainage is also important. Okay. So water clogging, bamboo plant does not like water clogging at all. If water is clogging there, it won't grow, it will wilt. So it requires, I'm repeating it again, it requires the airy soil, uh, sort of moist soil, but not clogged, water clogged soil. It don't like water clogged soil at all. It requires uh, good soil drainage. Okay, so there should not be any kind of water clogging. So for this particular thing, for this particular what we can say, we keep our bamboo plant at slanting slope, and that land should not be prone to flooding. If flooding is there, our bamboo plantlets are going to wilt, because as I've already told you, they don't like waterlogged soil. Yes, they don't like waterlogged soil, and the bamboo plantation is preferable to have the moderate slope, not complete slope like the valley, but moderate, at least like 5% angle, 5-degree angle, etc. So that water runoff easily and it won't form clog, and the drainage is also good. Then next step is we are going to clear all the weeds surrounding to it. Why? Because we don't want competition for our bamboo plant list. We are going to clean all the weeds and unwanted vegetation. We are going to keep good plants over there. It is not like if I want to plant a bamboo, I'll remove all the plants over there. No, we are just going to uproot the weeds and the plants which will compete to our bamboo plants, so that for the nutrients and soils and water, etc. So we are going to clear the area. Okay, so burning may be necessary during dry season. If there is a dry season, we can burn all the weeds over there. Okay, and then we are going to plan the layout of plantation. How to have the framing of the area, from where to where we are going to plant your plant, from this particular region to that particular region. Okay, so we are going to dug a planting holes, which place at several distance and intervals, not very close, not very far. We are going to dug our planting holes. So plantation layout should be completed at least 2 weeks before the planting. So if there is any query, we can rectify it. So before plantation, your layout and your blueprint should be ready before 2 weeks. And yes, very important. These planting holes should be positioned into north-south orientation. Why so? Because they'll get the optimum sunlight or required amount of sunlight. So we keep these planting holes into the north to south orientation. Diameter of the hole should be 1 meter and depth should be the 60 centimeter. And plant spacing should be 7 by 7 meter. So they should be far from each other, 7 by 7 meter, not very crowdy and not very far. And we should coincide our plantation just before the rainy season, like first week of June, etc. So that they will get the natural water or natural irrigation. We are going to plant our seedlings or wildlings just before the rainy season, just before the start of the rainy season. So we are going to provide organic manure or organic fertilizer to it, so as in the future they can do on their own. So plants should planted in very erect position and properly covered and mulch. So we should have proper cover to the rhizome or to the portion of the bamboo, and it should always be in the erect position. So this was about the nursery management and quality control for the nursery in case of bamboo plantation. So this was the last lecture. I wish you have enjoyed the session and your certificate course in botany. If you have any query, you can always find me at my email ID shwetaburade@ktshmcollege.ac.in, and obviously we have a Google Classroom. Thank you so much.